In the last 20 years, 6 corporations have quietly acquired almost every food brand you grew up trusting. And one by one, they changed the recipe. Cocoa butter became palm oil. Sugar became corn syrup. Real cream became guar gum. The packaging stayed the same. The price went up, and they bet you would never notice. You think you have 50 choices in the grocery store? You have 6 companies and a shelf full of different packaging. Here are 7 brands that sold out, and what they put in your food after the deal closed. We tracked the acquisitions, documented the recipe changes, and found the exact moment each brand stopped being what it claimed. We are going from the brands you suspected to the one that will genuinely shock you. Number 7 is bad. Number 1 is unforgivable. And at the end, we're giving you 3 brands that have not sold out yet. Number 7, Tropicana. Tropicana built its reputation on not-from-concentrate premium orange juice. Fresh, straight from the grove. Then PepsiCo sold it to a European private equity firm in 2021. Here is what fresh actually means. The juice is pasteurized, deaerated, stored in tanks for up to a year, then dosed with proprietary flavor packs. Chemical mixtures of orange essences and oils engineered for consistent taste. These are not listed individually on the label. They are hidden under natural flavors. You are paying premium prices for year-old juice reassembled from a formula. Not from concentrate is a processing method, not a freshness claim. Number short, Häagen-Dazs. Founded in the Bronx in 1960. The original ingredient list: cream, sugar, egg yolks, and the flavoring. 4 ingredients. That was the entire identity. Now owned by General Mills in North America and Nestlé internationally. The pint shrank from 16 ounces to 14, a 12.5% cut with no price decrease. The 32-ounce carton became 28, bars visibly smaller. They bought the logo, they shrank the product. You are paying more for less, literally. Number 5, Cadbury. Kraft launched a hostile takeover of Cadbury in 2010. Cadbury fought it. Kraft publicly promised to honor the brand's values and quality. They broke every promise. UK factories closed. Production moved to Poland. Century-old recipes altered. Cocoa butter, the ingredient that makes chocolate taste like chocolate, was partially replaced with palm oil and vegetable fats. Palm oil is cheaper. It is also linked to increased LDL cholesterol and cardiovascular risk, according to the WHO. Consumers in the UK described the new dairy milk as greasy, sickly, and tasteless. Sales dropped, not because people stopped wanting Cadbury, because Cadbury stopped being Cadbury. Number 4, Oreo. The original Oreo recipe used real cocoa and lard-based cream filling, now owned by Mondelez International, the same conglomerate that gutted Cadbury. The cocoa content has been reduced. The filling is now primarily sugar and palm oil, and the cookie contains PGPR, polyglycerol polyrisinolate, a synthetic emulsifier that replaces cocoa butter because it is cheaper. PGPR allows manufacturers to use less real cocoa while maintaining the same mouthfeel. You get less chocolate, they keep more margin. The Oreo your parents ate and the Oreo in your pantry are not the same cookie. The name is the same. The recipe is not. Number 3, Breyers ice cream. Founded in 1866 in Philadelphia. The original promise: only milk, cream, sugar, and natural flavorings. 4 ingredients. That was the Breyers pledge. Now owned by Unilever. Many Breyers products can no longer legally be called ice cream. Check the label. It says frozen dairy dessert. It does not meet the FDA's minimum butterfat requirements. The ingredient list expanded from 4 items to 14. One of them is carrageenan, a seaweed-derived thickener that the Cornucopia Institute has flagged as causing gastrointestinal inflammation in lab studies. Another is mono and diglycerides, industrial emulsifiers made from the glycerol of animal fats or soybean oil, used to keep cheap fillers from separating. The brand, built on ingredient simplicity, had that identity stripped out and replaced with industrial additives. Same packaging, same price, different product inside. Number 2, Lunchables. This one hits differently because it is marketed to children. Lunchables is a Kraft Heinz product. Consumer Reports testing found elevated levels of lead and cadmium in Lunchables samples. at levels concerning for children's consumption. The Kraft Heinz website FAQ page now features the question, are Lunchables safe to eat? When a company has to publish that question on its own website, you already have your answer. The backlash was so severe that Kraft Heinz was recently forced to pull Lunchables completely from the National School Lunch Program. The food was not safe enough for schools, but they are still selling it to you in the grocery store. A former Kraft Heinz VP warned in 1999 that the health toll of ultra-processed foods would rival tobacco. That was over 25 years ago. Parents pack this in their kids' lunches every day. That trust is the product, and it is being exploited. Number 1. Hershey's, the most iconic American chocolate brand, and the biggest fraud on this list. In 1990, the average chocolate bar contained roughly 45% cocoa solids. Today, Hershey's uses as little as 11%. What replaced the cocoa? Sugar, corn syrup, milk fat, soy lecithin, artificial flavor, and PGPR, the same cheap emulsifier that replaced real cocoa butter in Oreos. Less chocolate, more filler, higher margins. Under EU regulations, Hershey's would not qualify as chocolate. The cocoa content is too low. The most famous chocolate in America does not meet Europe's definition of chocolate. And there is one more thing. That distinctive Hershey's taste, the slightly sour, tangy bite Americans grew up with, comes from butyric acid in the milk processing. Butyric acid is also the compound that gives vomit its smell. International consumers regularly describe the taste as vomit-like. You have been eating it your entire life. You just never knew what you were tasting. Quick question. Which of these brands surprised you the most? And which one is sitting in your kitchen right now? Drop it in the comments. Every brand on this list followed the same playbook. A founder builds a product on quality. A conglomerate acquires it for the reputation. Zero-based budgeting guts the recipe. Cheap ingredients replace real ones. Packages shrink. Prices climb. The founders are gone. The recipe is gone. What remains is a name on a package. This is not carelessness. This is the business model. They buy the trust. Then they sell out the recipe for the margin. Here is what is not sold out. Tillamook, farmer-owned co-op since 1909. Still independently operated. Their ice cream uses cream, sugar, and real ingredients. No gums, no fillers, no frozen dairy dessert label. This is what Breyers used to be. Tony's Chocolate, independent, transparent sourcing, high cocoa content, no PGPR, no palm oil in the chocolate. This is what Hershey's and Cadbury should still be. Stonyfield Organic, independently operated. Their kids' products use actual food ingredients, no artificial colors, no synthetic preservatives. This is what Lunchables pretends to be. 3 brands, still independently owned, still making real food. Stop trusting the brand name. Start reading the ingredient list. The logo on the front is the same one your grandmother trusted. The company behind it is not. The founders are gone. The recipe is gone. What is left is a name on a package and a quarterly earnings target. They bought the brand for the trust. Then they sold out the recipe for the margin. That is the sellout list. It is getting longer every year. Subscribe, because next week we are exposing what they did to American cereal. And when you see what replaced the real ingredients in the box your kids eat every morning, you will never look at the cereal aisle the same way.